Humanity, a noun in dictionary, a million acts in our society. The real question to be asked is whether humanity still exists in our world or not. Human, it is what we all are at the end of the day. And being human to me is just simply living. Living with love, with kindness, with compassion. If you look up the term humanity, you will find two definitions online. One, the state of being human. Two, the quality of being humane. All my life, I believed that these two definitions were one. Now, maybe it was out of innocence that I didn't think there would be anyone out there who is willing to hurt another person. See, to me, I think that even if you don't know the definition of humanity, you can still see it. As I was writing this speech, I was sitting next to my father, and as always, I went to him for guidance and inspiration. I asked him about the first thing that came to his mind when I said the word humanity. And he replied with, "It comes from someone humane, who cares about one's being." This opened up a talk between us about someone special that we once lost. It took me back to when I was 8 years old, and my grandfather and I were sitting in our living room. When we were sitting in our living room, a cat sneaked in. Now, I expected my grandfather to be a bit harsh with the cat, so it would run away. But instead, he got up, he sat next to it, he gave it food and company. To me, that itself is a simple act of humanity. Feeling for one another. My grandfather saw how that cat needed a home and a shelter and food, so he gave it all of that. Now, my grandfather passed away 7 years ago, and all my memories with him are a blur because I was so young at the time. But as Buddha once said, immortality can be achieved only by continuous acts of kindness, and that is exactly how we remember him, by his continuous acts of kindness. Searching for a deeper meaning of humanity, I decided to ask more people how they viewed humanity. It led me to the realization that each one of us sees humanity from a different point of view. When I asked my friend what she thought about humanity, her response wasn't surprising to me, as I see it as well. According to my friend, there is no humanity, just humans. When I asked why does she think there is no more humanity, she replied with, "Humanity means being connected, and nowadays, everyone is separated." This definition sadly applies to our society today. Humanity requires kindness, compassion, and tolerance, traits that I personally believe exist in each one of us. But the experiences that one might go through in life causes them to be lost and buried within. Now, as human beings are born with these positive characteristics, they're also born with jealousy and selfishness. They strive to be better than one another. This creates the feeling of hatred, all this negativity. For example, if a person is jealous and it continues to grow, it turns them into this greedy, green-eyed monster who just wishes to be better than everyone else. Now, if this issue wasn't addressed, this jealousy turns into envy. In my opinion, jealousy is when a person wishes to have what you have. But envy is when a person wishes to have what you have and for it to be taken away from you. And no matter what, even if they don't mean this, the question of why do they have it and I don't will always be going through their mind. Now, as I said, this is my personal opinion. It doesn't necessarily have to apply. And if you're wondering, how does this connect to humanity? Then let me go deeper into it. If a person is selfish and greedy, they'll become more focused on themselves, forgetting about those around them. They start forgetting to help those in need, leading to humanity simply dying because of greed. Now, our world today revolves around materialism and power. It has caused us to build our hopes and dreams on the concept of gaining supremacy and money. Honestly, this materialistic life has just simply ruined us as human beings. It has turned us from being neither caring nor united. It is destroying us. Our ancestors, they wouldn't be proud of who we are today, despite the technology, the tall buildings. If they looked at our morals, they would be very disappointed in us. Now, greed isn't just destroying humanity. Greed is also making us more violent. People are becoming so focused on themselves, they're forgetting about the real issues going on around the world. They're oblivious to them. According to UNICEF, 2017 was labeled as a nightmare year for children in war areas. But tell me this, aren't children the future? Don't they deserve to be in a safe environment? Don't they deserve to be educated, just like children, myself and you are? We're privileged to have that. Why can't they? A guy called Zaid Ali tweeted something along the lines of, an apple fell and Newton discovered the law of humanity. An apple fell and Newton discovered the law of gravity. Hundreds of bombs fell and no one discovered the law of humanity. I'm going to let that sink in for a second. Now, despite the negativity, despite the greed, despite the fast life that we are all living, we're still human from the inside. We're still one. Now, you may be made out of steel. You may have all your feelings hidden inside. You may avoid socializing, ignore everyone around you. But one simple act of kindness can always break you. And this is why humanity is important. When you show love and tenderness to a person, it makes them happy. It's like buying a kid ice cream. It didn't cost you much, but to that kid, you just gave them the whole world. For instance, being there for a person when they were falling apart, helping them get back up, being the only person that stayed by their side when everyone left. That is an act of kindness. That is humanity. Now, Nelson Mandela once said, no one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin, or his background, or his religion. People are taught to hate. People learn to hate, and if they can be taught to hate, they can learn to love. For love comes more naturally to the human heart than its opposite. We're all born into different nationalities, different cultures, different lifestyles. But at the end of the day, we're all human. And to be able to be that, we must be kind to one another. Now, ending this speech with a motto that an amazing man who I'm lucky to call my father taught me to live by. Live, love, life. The 3 L's. Simple. In order to live life, I must love life. To do what I love, to enjoy what I love, to work hard to get what I love, and most importantly, enjoy every moment of it. Thank you. And now, on last note, to my dear mother, the woman who shaped me into becoming the woman I am today. By the way, happy birthday. I wouldn't know a hint of humanity if it wasn't for you.